Welcome to the Interviewing Skills and EMU Job Searching session hosted by the Employment Office. Our session today will start by helping you prepare for an interview. We will introduce you to an interview preparation tool that will help you focus and document your qualifications. We'll also provide you with a strategy to respond to interview questions. We will then give you examples, tips, and techniques for how to impress interviewers so you have a positive interviewing experience. We'll wrap up the session by providing you with resources to track Eastern Michigan University job postings. Module 1, Interview Preparation. Preparing for an interview is essential to having a positive interviewing experience. The more you prepare, the less nervous you will be during the actual interview. Job fit equals skill fit plus personal fit. Interviewers want to know if you have the skills for the job, if you will be able to work with your supervisors and your coworkers, and if you want the job. Here is our interview preparation tool. It is a great tool that pulls and highlights all of your qualifications into one place. The tool can be downloaded from one of our social media accounts, either EMU Jobs on Twitter or EMU Jobs on Pinterest. The next following slides will highlight the interview preparation tool sections. The first section on the interview preparation tool is to develop a networking statement. While interviewing and on the job hunt, you'll interact and talk with a lot of different people. You will also be asked to give a quick overview of yourself. This is the importance of the 60-second networking statement or the elevator introduction. You will want to develop a clear and concise statement that highlights your experience and educational qualifications. Once developed, you'll want to practice and memorize it. Here is a sample format, starting with your name and current experience, and then providing an overview of your total experience and education. This example wraps up with providing a statement on why you want the specific position you are discussing. Here is an example. Hello, I'm Mark Sanford. I'm currently a business analyst at Eastern Michigan University. I have 2 years experience in finance and a bachelor's degree in business. The next About You section on the interview preparation tool is identifying your strengths and improvement areas. This will help you evaluate yourself and your development in the position that you're interested in and will help you answer interview questions. Please always refer to the job posting because it's typically a job description which will already have outlined key skills for the position. The next section of the interview preparation tool is to document your job history. Many interviewers will have you walk through your job history and ask you questions about each employer. Interviewers may ask you why you left an employer and what you liked best or least about each employer. These are typical questions that you may be asked. Interviewers will also ask why you want the position you're interviewing for and why you want to work for the company. Please develop clear and concise positive messages for both of these questions. It is also best practice to avoid being derogatory or negative about previous jobs and bosses. The final section of the interview preparation tool is identifying and document relevant work experiences. These experiences will help you respond to interview questions. Think of experiences as accomplishments, team and individual project participation, responsibilities, and previous performance appraisal goals and objectives. You'll also want to identify and document any customer interactions or experiences working with difficult people. Once you have identified all of these experiences, please think through each experience and utilize the STAR format to develop a scenario response. So S in the STAR format is presenting a recent challenge or situation. T is explaining what you had to do, the task, or achieve. A is explaining what you did, your actions, why you did it, and what were some alternatives. R, the results. Explain the outcomes of your actions and highlight what you've learned. Responses should last 2 to 4 minutes long when answering an interview question in this format. So here's a sample question and star response. Tell me about a time you completed a project ahead of time. At my current company, I was asked to audit customer data. I had to obtain all the data from the system and understand the specifications. I scheduled multiple meetings with IT and data entry employees to understand what was being entered and found that there were actually inconsistencies. I was able to complete the project ahead of time and also was able to recommend a consistent entry method, and I also created a data entry manual. You always want to follow up and wrap up your question by asking, does that answer your question? Or is that what you were looking for? You'd be surprised that a number of interviewers fail to actually answer the question they were asked. So what should you bring to the interview? All of these things are applicable. I recommend bringing that interview preparation tool to slide it right into your portfolio. Copies of your resume, maybe writing samples or other portfolio items that relate to the position you're applying for. I recommend bringing a copy of the job posting that you applied for. Always bring a notepad and pen to the interview, and we'll talk about the importance of that in a little bit. And always bring questions to ask the interviewers. So here are some sample questions to ask. Who succeeds or fails in this job and why? How would you define success in the first 90 days? What are some of the major projects? What will the first assignments be? And then what is the team dynamic like? Always ask job-related questions. You'll want to ask open-ended questions because in most cases people like to talk. You can ask them about their experience at the company or what they like best. Don't interrupt, and always take notes to show engagement. So what are some common questions then you shouldn't ask? At this point in the process, we recommend avoiding questions about job pay, benefits, vacations, sick days, personal days. At this part of the process, you really want to concentrate on what you're bringing to the company and not so much what the company is going to do for you. Module 2 now, the interview experience. So here are some things to do and what not to do during an interview. And what you're trying to avoid are negative snap judgments or perceptions. You want the interviewers to evaluate you and focus on your skills and qualifications as it relates to the position. So what to do? Obviously, dressing and looking professional, leaving electronics in the car, making good eye contact, being in a positive mood, asking questions about the area of the department, speaking clearly and concisely, or just a few good what to do things. Some what not to do is you don't want to be distracted and not look unprofessional. So don't chew gum or eat or wear flashy jewelry. You'll also want to avoid filler words when you're speaking, like, right, things of that nature. Because it shows nervousness and not being prepared. So you also want to avoid crossing your arms, talking too much, and please don't arrive late to an interview. And again, as mentioned earlier, don't bash past employers. So here's a couple, we had some questions for you. We're just going to walk through. Question 1 is, which of the following should you not do when greeting an interviewer? A, give a firm handshake with one hand. B, extend your hand only when the interviewer does. C, give a firm handshake with both hands. Or D, shake for 2 to 5 seconds only. And the answer of what you should not do is give a firm handshake with both hands. All right, next question. Personal space is important to everyone. So at an interview, you don't want to crowd the interviewer or seem distant. So during the interviewer and the different parts of the actual interview, the closest you want to stand to the interviewer is 15 inches, 3 feet, 30 inches, 1 foot. And the correct answer is C, 30 inches, so a little less than 3 feet distance. Great. The next question, which of the following may have a negative body language connotation? Either A, crossing your arms, B, crossing your legs, B, folding your arms, C, touching your mouth, or D, all of the above. The answer is actually D, all of the above. It's important though, If you don't have a table to take notes on, it's okay. It's acceptable to cross your legs and take notes on that way, using your legs as a table. Taking your notes is very, very important. It reduces unconscious nervous gestures, like if you have nervous twitches or you play with your hair or touch your nose or touch your mouth. Taking notes will help you avoid doing that. So again, all of these are negative connotations. Great. Which of the following should you not do during the interview? A, smoke, chew gum. B, look at your watch. C, ask about salary. D, make calls or texts. Or E, all of the above. Obviously the answer is all of the above, but believe it or not, people do these things in interviews every day. And none of them are acceptable, and they all give negative statements about your professional behavior. So just some interview questions to be aware of and to prepare for. Watch out for questions about what you dislike about your current boss or employer, because criticizing a prior or current employer is often seen as a red flag that you could be a problem employee. So you want to keep those answers short and positive. All right, so next question. What should you ask at the end of the interview? A, ask about salary and vacation benefits. B, request that the interviewer give you an evaluation of your performance. C, ask about next steps in the process. D, ask for an expedited hiring process. Or E, say you have other opportunities to consider. The best answer here, what you should do at that end of that interview, is ask about the next steps in the process. This shows your interest in the process and in the position and provides you with a timeline of the process. So you know when to expect maybe a follow-up call, or where you would know when the time frame is when you could follow up and ask about the status of the process. Great. Module 3 now, tracking EMU jobs. So all EMU jobs are posted on www.emujobs.com. Open positions are mainly posted weekly on Sunday, and posting is online usually for 6 business days. So you can become a passive EMU job seeker. If you follow us on Twitter or become a connection with us on LinkedIn, you will receive our open jobs posted weekly to that social media account. You can also pin us on Pinterest, like us on Facebook, and watch us or see other YouTube videos that we have created. So just to wrap up, we have 5 key takeaways about some tips and secrets on how to get hired. Number 1 is know the job you're applying for and how it works within the organization. 2, understand that the job exists to solve and prevent problems. So those are always good experiences to highlight, using the STAR technique. 3, come across as excited and motivated about the job, the work, the role, the company, the position, all of the above. 4, communicate and document those transferable skills that are important to all companies and positions, and professional values that brand you as a true professional. You want to make sure you're communicating those in your resume, in the interview, and so forth. And finally, communicate that you're a team player, you recognize the quality of your work, and that your work affects other people's work, and that you're able to get along and get work done with other people. So thank you for taking the time to watch this quick EMU jobs interviewing and searching session. We appreciate you watching it, and good luck in your next job search.